Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com, and today I'm going to share something with you that was kind of surprising to me. Usually we review quadcopters and airplanes and things like that, but I kind of got into LED flashlights and I did a lot of research and finally landed with the Fenix company because of their reliability. So I started carrying a daily light on me, and I use this thing all the time, especially at shows like Joe Nall, Seth, and at the field as well in my truck, night flying, things like that. Well, I thought what I would do is do a review on some of these flashlights and let all my RC friends know about it. It's just mind blowing. So you're looking at the TK35UE Ultimate Edition, 2,000 lumens. Now, a lot of people don't really get what that is, and I'll show you that in a little bit in the video. I'll take it outside. But in this, you get the light, you get some batteries, a lanyard, an extra O-ring, a sheath. I actually am using rechargeable 18650 batteries, and I use these in a lot of things, not just my flashlights. So I had some around. This is another look at the flashlight itself. This one is pretty big. This is something that I'll carry with me on the golf cart, in my truck, I have a bag that I carry my cameras in, so this is for that. There's two switches on the back. The big one is an instant on. The small one changes your modes, and I'm going to have a chart that will talk about the different light modes and what that gets you. This is the unit itself. It runs on two 18650 batteries, and the square back end really fits in your hand, and then I guess this is kind of a brand new Cree LED light on the front end. So before we jump into my second flashlight, which is more of a personal carry light, let's look at the modes and the time that you'll get off this 1.8 or these dual batteries. In the eco mode, which is just 20, very close in work, it's 160 hours, low, 33 hours, medium, which is really bright, 9 hours, 15 minutes, and high, which is stupid bright, 3 hours and 10 minutes. And in just a second, I'm going to start shining these at the field and out my backyard window, and you'll see how bright these lights are. These are not the flashlights you grew up with. We're also going to take a look at the PD35. This is a personal carry size light. This is what I carry on me every day. It has a clip, so you can actually mount that on your cap if you wanted to, or stick it in your pocket like a carry knife. I wear it on my belt. The gray button in the front is what controls your modes, and both these lights also have a strobe effect. And then here's the front end. These can be used for personal defense as well. You shine either one of these in your eyes. I've done it. You will not be seeing anything. So this light does the eco mode 150 hours, low 38 hours, medium 10 hours, and high 3 hours and 15 minutes. So the first one was 2,000 lumens. The little one is 960 lumens. Also, here's the back end switch. That turns it on and off. And once again, this is the front end switch, which allows you to adjust your modes and also run your strobe light if you hold that down. And that's the size of this light in your hand. So not too big, not too small, enough light to substantiate the price and carrying it around. And then here's a shot of the larger light in my hand. This will slide right in your back pocket. They also have sheaths for these. So if I'm at Joe Nall or Seth and I want to have these on me, I can use the provided sheath, which is nice. This actually has a little ring clip on it, so you can clip it onto something on the back. It also has a loop to go on your belt. And then the smaller PD35 also has a sheath that it comes with. And so the PD35 is a smaller, you can carry it and not really think about it. The larger one is larger, but it's definitely not the size of an old police mag light. But it blows an amazing amount of light. So let's go take a look at my video where I shine this around the backyard, the field, and see what it really does. This is 960 lumens. This is 2,000 lumens. So the question is, how does that look? Well, let's take these out to the window and see. So this is my backyard. As you can see, it's dark. This is the PD35 960 lumen. So that's the back of the yard, really. There you go. So you can see my back gate. You can sort of see my back fence. I can see my back fence. I'm going to verify I'm on the highest setting here. Oh, I was not. Now I'm on a higher setting. The grill is kind of dominating your view. And now we're on low. Number 2. Number 3. 3, 4, 5. So this is the highest setting. And you can see all the way to the back gate. Pretty good. There's also a strobe, but you can imagine what that looks like. Now we're going to use the big boy and see what we have here. That thing blasts out the whole backyard. It is spectacular and amazing. Even people that don't care about flashlights, when I show them this, are blown away. So for my next test, I'm going to head out to a park and see how far out we can get this light. You can see my dog in the far corner there. I can show you the levels. So this is low, medium. That's still not the highest setting yet. And that should be the highest setting. There may be one more. Yeah, that's the highest. So that's the highest setting. Talk about lighting up a backyard or an airplane in the sky. Very cool. For a full review on this, you can check out my review on rcgroups.com. There'll be a link in the description of this video. Okay, so I'm on the edge of the runway here at the airfield, and there's a couple of things I'm going to try to shoot. I'm using the big one here, the TK35UE. So first, let's go straight out and see if I can find the little, I don't even know what, it's a box out in the field. So there it is. You can see it. I see it well. I also see it on the video. I'm lighting up the whole pasture. I can almost see all the way to the back. Now, in the video, it doesn't look that way, but I could, if there was a deer or something out there, I can see almost to the tree line. And then we'll go low, 2, 3, 4. And then that's max. So that's what that gets you. And then I'll show you this on Google Maps and see how far out we're getting. I'm seeing definitely the box out there. And I can see the telephone pole across the road, but it's lighting up the whole field. So now we'll switch over to the PD35, my personal carry. So that's out. And I can see the box out there. I don't know if you can see the box, but I can see the box. And then let's verify our so that's low, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if I get one more. I don't think I do. Yeah. So this is max. There's a car out on the road, which I can show on the map, and then I see the box. And I'm lighting up the field. Now, the whole field, from here to almost the road, to the gravel driveway over there, I can see. Soccer goal, I can see. I don't know if you can see that sign. So now I'm going to hold the PD35. Oops. We'll maximize it. We'll go out here to the end so I'm not shining at cars. And so the big square here, rectangle, is the runway. And I started out standing in the middle of it right here at 0. And so I just wanted to give some reference points here. Let me grab my distance circle. So this is the box that I was referencing. That's 303 feet. And this is the far road. So that's 643 feet. So with the PD35, the 960 lumen small one, I was seeing out to this gravel road, which is 800 feet. And then, of course, over here is the goalpost, 370, 380 feet. And then I was also, and this is just this night, whatever the visibility would be for this particular night. Also, I want to point out these batteries were charged, but they weren't completely fresh. I wanted a review that was realistic. So I had actually used the big flashlight a few times and the little flashlight as well. So I would say the batteries were at 3/4 full. I just didn't want to, I wanted it to be a realistic test. So with the PD35, I was touching the edges of these trees out here at 700 feet, but it wasn't amazing. You know, it wasn't totally clear. but it was reaching out in the pasture. I would say anywhere in this area, in the 600-foot area, it was good. And I was lighting it up. So if there was a deer or a plane or a person or whatever out there, I'd see it. Now, for really nice work, the 300-foot range was where the PD35 liked to live. Also, it was kind of narrow, the beam width, which sometimes is good. I like a narrow beam if I'm really trying to reach out, and maybe that's why that this has a narrow beam on it. Might also be the way it's built. So then let's jump to the big flashlight, the UE. It was literally seeing out to the road. I mean, for real. And I was getting to the tree line. So, we're at 700 feet, and it was seeing it very well. If there was a deer or whatever, I could see out to it. This is the pit we were talking about. This is, I was killing it all the way to the edges in that I was really blowing out the light. So almost 300 feet out, it was turning this pit on like daylight to me. I also want to say that visually, I saw farther than the camera saw in the video you're looking at. So it's not an exact representation of what I was experiencing out in the field. So with the big one, this sweep of around, let's say 700, around 700 to 800 feet. And really, I mean, it was workable out to right here. So 750 was a good number for me. But man, just mind blowing. The UE was much brighter, much broader, and just a mind blowing light, really. So hopefully this gives you a good idea of what you can expect from the PD35 and the UE as well. But this is the big boy. Not the big boy with the big boy. That's the difference. I think that's the big teller right there. I can see all the way to the tree line here. All the way to that tree line. Now, it's a little fuzzy on that far side. I'll show you this on the map right now. But that tree line I can see all the way to the edge of. So we're back in the studio. I just want to say that the video really didn't do the light justice. What I saw with my own eyes is not exactly what that video saw. So the map should help tell you what I visually saw with the light. The question is for you, is the price worth it? I have had a lot of cheap flashlights that I've purchased and died. And the last thing you need is a flashlight that you can't depend on or isn't working, even worse. The Fenix lights are totally dependable. They have a great warranty on them. The small carry light, the PD35, is around $75. And the big one is around $140. Originally, I remember thinking that is a lot of money for a flashlight until I went to the field and hit the button. It is simply amazing. If you're on the RC line, if you're at Joe Nall, if you're at Seth, if you fish, if you're out in your vehicle at night, I would not be caught without my little one on my belt, and the big one sits next to my bedpost at night as almost a emergency flashlight / defensive flashlight. So there's a lot of things these lights can do. They can help you find the tool that you need in the back of your truck. They can shine into the fuselage of your bird so that you can figure out what's going on. If you're a night flyer, you have to have light before you get your plane in the air to get everything rolling. And so the reason I did both of these is one is small and compact and you can stick it in your pocket, and one is a little bit larger that you could stick in your bag and literally fly anything in the sky if you kept it moderately close to you. Not that that's, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying you could do that if you were to have some sort of trouble. You could utilize your light to see your aircraft, be it a quad or a heli or whatever. So anyway, totally blown away. Awesome quality. Just using these at night was really mind-blowing. And even I took it out to my neighbor, and his mind was blown as well. I even showed it to my wife and her friend, and they both said, wow, which is a big compliment, I think, from women when you're showing them flashlights. So anyway, these are the Fenix, Fenix flashlights. Be sure to check the link in the description, and you can go and find links, lumens, times, all that good stuff on our review at rcgroups.com. I hope this has been helpful. And I'm Jim T. Graham with RC Groups. flightline.com.